The murderer, under the police's instruction, acted out the process of killing, smiling as he pointed the knife at the female officer's neck. The more the crowd got angry, the more excited he became, showing no guilt at all. Thinking of his mother's death, the man could no longer endure it. He was subdued by several police officers and fell under the shock of an electric baton, only able to watch them smile in triumph. This scene was witnessed by a man in the crowd. As a fellow victim's family member, he sympathized deeply with the man. That night, the man went through the victim's file and found out that he had once been a special forces soldier. With hatred and power, this was exactly what his team needed. So, he immediately found the man and brought him some good news: the murderer was dead. Then, he handed him a business card, hoping he would join his team. It turned out the man's primary job was as a representative for a foundation helping crime victims. His second job was running a taxi company. In reality, the taxi company was a small organization focused on helping victims get revenge. In the garage, there was a special office that no one else could enter. It looked ordinary, but it hid secrets. After taking the elevator down, the man was led to the basement. Passing through a dim, narrow hallway, they reached their secret base for meetings and revenge. Above was the man's home, the same place where his parents had been murdered many years ago. At that time, the criminals were sentenced to only 10 months, which made him lose faith in the law. He decided to take matters into his own hands. Upon hearing this, the man did not hesitate and agreed to join the team. The revenge team had 5 members, including a hacker and 2 people responsible for modifying vehicles. To avoid exposing their base, they communicated through a pager. The first target was a cruel man who had murdered a young girl, and the public wanted him castrated. But he claimed he was mentally unstable and spent only 4 years in prison. Soon, with police protection, he was able to get into a taxi. But what he didn't know was that this taxi would take him to his doom. Following the hacker's instructions, the man tried to shake off the media. The criminal did not suspect anything, thanking them for their help, as his residence being exposed would be troublesome. However, he soon realized something was wrong. It was not the way home. Seeing that the driver ignored him, he quickly unbuckled his seatbelt and tried to take control. But even though the man was driving, he was no match for the driver. After removing the electronic ankle cuffs, the man drove the car into a tunnel and quickly made a U-turn. The car following him was the boss, who quickly threw the ankle cuffs and luggage aside. That's when the boss used the cuffs signal to divert the journalists. Next, it was the turn of the comrade in the guardhouse. He ripped the taxi sign off and swapped out the license plates. When they emerged from the tunnel, the vehicle was a private car. No one would have guessed that the criminal had now become the prey. The boss handed him over to a woman, the leader of the loan shark industry, where those who owed money were either maimed or killed. But what they didn't know was that she had a side business: organ trafficking. In any case, the criminal was finally dealt with. Meanwhile, another victim appeared. She woke up in the hospital. Seeing the guard asleep, she quickly escaped. Even though she had been injured, she avoided the patrolling police and planned to jump off a bridge. Luckily, just as she looked down, she saw an advertisement on the bridge. It was a flyer from the Avengers gang, stating, "Don't choose death. We can help you get revenge." So, the girl spoke about her experience and was introduced to a company where she worked as a clerk. However, she soon realized that the clerk job turned into scraping fish scales in icy water.